Hello YouTubers, we are back, my young investors. If you've been following along here at InStar Alliance, you may have learned a thing or two, and that's good. Our purpose, our primary purpose for all these videos is working with our clients here in the Washington DC area. I have personally found that when people have a outboard source of training where they can do it at their own pace, then they've learned, these things, they can review them over and over again until they grasp it. We're busy, can't always answer every question. So these videos are really actually for them, but for anyone who wants to learn about investing, who wants to improve their lifestyle, and wants to take a hard look at reality so that they can prosper in it. Basically, what we're talking about today for this particular session is how to improve your finances through positive thinking. So how do you do that? Well, positive thinking is, and I talked on and touched on it on the last ones, is a difficult thing to have these days. I mean, we're in a pandemic, a lot of people are very depressed, their lifestyles have changed. For some of us, we look at it as an opportunity, as an actual good thing, as a positive thing, because it makes you look back into life in retrospect and say, okay, I can't keep going the same path that I'm going. Maybe it's time for me to go ahead and try something different in life, because this virus isn't allowing me to live the way I was living before. Is that a bad thing? No, I think that's an awesome thing. That might sound a little bit strange, but it's facts. I mean, good things always come from change. That's the first positive thing that we wanted to teach you today over the first minute or so, is that change is good. Change, you have to accept change whether you like it or not. Change is part of life, and you have to understand that you can't control every aspect of your life. I read a really interesting book the other day, and it said, what happened to the American dream? It was Larry Buffett, I believe. Larry Buffett. Anyway, basically on that book, Larry Burkett, I believe it was. On that book, basically, he described what happened to the U.S. economy. We are going to have some real drag-out fun conversations over the next few episodes coming up, because the people that I know are back from China. We're going to delve into this pandemic. We're going to figure out what we can learn from it, and we're going to figure out what the cause of it is, who created this pandemic. I don't think you'll be surprised that not everyone really knows. I think some people know, and I always have suspected on my own. But like I said, that's coming up next week. It's going to be big, so I can tell you. I'll probably have to break it up into two parts. I probably have to do something I never did before. I'll probably have to time it just to make sure I just don't go over, because there's so much information we're going to be covering. I need to debrief these people, friends of mine who've been over there, and what the status is and all that, because we need to know. We live in the U.S. and we need to know. Even people overseas in Europe need to know. I think everyone needs to know. So anyway, going back to positive thinking. Positive thinking is created by your own set of values. You have to have strong moral values. You have to be able to have a base at which to draw from. Because as I mentioned before, negativity ain't going nowhere. Unless you're planning on, killing Satan anytime soon, it ain't happening. It's just not going anywhere. It's always going to be here. Negativity, division, racism, all that stuff, all his toys. His play toys aren't going anywhere. I know. I said I wasn't going to talk about religion, but it is a factor. Most people don't have it. People are hedonistic, moralistic. Morals are out the window, and this is the world we live in now. But like I said, I'm not going to go there. I'm just letting you know it exists. So, anyway, getting back to that, knowing that when anytime someone steps forward in life and they say, hey, I want to do something, there'll be 40 people to try to knock them down. It's just the way it is, especially in a capitalist country like this country. It's just the way it is. So you got to be able to have a strong base. I say morally, religiously, but then that's my choice, and I'm not trying to impress that upon you. I'm not trying to preach to you. I'm just telling you what I believe works best. Wealthy people that I know, myself included, all others, we usually have that. But, again, whatever type of base you want to create for yourself, you have to fall back on that whale. Positive thinking is difficult because you have so much negativity pushing you down. So just remembering that in thoughts in mind, when you are doing investing, you have to be positive with it too. Okay, you have to be able to accept that it's going to be a learning curve on some things. If you were investing in options, if you were investing in stocks, S&P, relatives to options, if you were purchasing real estate, which by the way I hadn't mentioned before, but I do actually have a background in real estate. I held a real estate license for about 4 or 5 years in Texas. I still deal with real estate and have things on down there. So I'm not licensed now though. But anyway, if you're investing in any of that stuff, there's going to be good days, there's going to be bad days. So you got to realize that. You got to accept that reality. Everything's not going to go perfectly the way that you want it to. Okay, some things are just bigger than us and we don't understand why these things are happening. But you have to understand that if you have a positive attitude in life, then you're going to get a lot further than someone's negative. When you're in depression creates obesity. I think a lot of American citizens are there. I always see the stats, and the stats say, oh, it's like 40%, oh, it's like 60%. It's not 60%, it's closer to upper 80s, okay? It's just the way it is. I'm not trying to offend you, I'm just telling you the simple fact. Eating your way through depression is not a good thing, but most Americans do eat their way through depression. So basically, don't do that. Watch yourself. Take care of your body. Make yourself look attractive again by working out, by keeping yourself healthy and fit. That will give you a huge positive advantage over looking depressed and being obese. Also, obesity brings on a lot of sicknesses and diseases because your body's not designed to carry out that way. You've got to understand that human beings used to be foragers and gatherers. We used to be. We really truly used to be. So our bodies aren't designed to sit in front of computer screens and eat bonbons. It's just the way it is. So we put on weight fast. If you look at the human anatomy of the way that people looked in the U.S. in the 70s and 60s, especially women, and now, it's hard to believe how they've changed. Again, I'm not trying to offend women, but I'm just telling you these things happen. All these things have happened, and it's just because of stress. Stress usually from work. Don't eat too much, okay? That's a sin anyway, gluttony. Don't do it. When you do it, it will create depression. You'll look in the mirror and say, ugh. And, and then from there, your positive thinking's out the window. You're going to get hit by other people who are negative. You have to understand, they're not happy with their lives either, so they're taking it out on you. They see you trying to move forward, they're going to try to pull the rug out from under you. You got it, especially in a capitalist country like this country. I can't speak for socialist countries, I can't speak for communist countries, but I believe in capitalism, it's, the order of the day. So those are the things that you need to work on. Those things are the things that you need to improve upon with positive thinking. With positive thinking, not just investing, but all aspects of your life will improve. You have to say, everything's going to be better, better, and better. Things are going to be good. You're going to take that stress test, and every day you're just going to crush it. You're going to allow yourself to become a better person, and in the aspects of being a better person, doing things that make you feel better about yourself and other people around you. Not taking it so close to your heart. I got relatives that take every little comment from somebody close to their heart. You wouldn't believe how much that they take that and just build it inside of themselves. And they're just like a volcano ready to explode. That's a bad thing, okay? So, next week, it's going to be the big week. I'm excited. I don't know about you, but I'm excited. We're going to start to look at the elections. We're going to start to look at all this stuff and how it's affecting the investment community. We're going to take a look at how the U.S. got to where it is today. We're going to be talking on some topics that are just going to blow your socks off. And I think you're going to be amazed when you watch it. Anyway, this is a shorter video, not as long as some other videos, but long enough. During this week, try to improve your mental outlook. Try to work on yourself. Try to give yourself some time, some quiet time for yourself, like I've talked in these other videos. Also, too, again, I can't tell you enough, Anthony Davis. You got to read that. If you haven't seen it, I have it at the end of the thing. 10 myths about government debt. That stuff's all important. It's all going to come back up. The next things, I'll probably run it as a 2-part next weekend on Sunday, and then maybe follow up the following week after that, depending on how much topic that we get through. Again, this is a real business. This is not a talky business. This is a real thing here in Washington, D.C. area. This company exists. My broker exists. And this business, it exists. We're real. You're getting information from people in the trenches every day, living this 24/7, not just speaking about it, so they get some ads, from YouTube. So anyway, have a nice week, and we'll touch base then. I know you're going to be excited.